It was 2 a.m. when I heard the front door unlock. My heart pounded, confusion mixing with fear. My wife, Emily, wasn't supposed to be out. She told me she was working late at the hospital. But then I heard it, her whisper, soft, nervous. "He won't notice," she said. And then a man's voice replied, "He never does." My blood ran cold. I froze in bed, trying to convince myself I was dreaming, but the faint shuffle of footsteps down the hallway told me I wasn't. My name's Daniel, 33. Emily and I had been married for 5 years. She was a nurse, kind, beautiful, the kind of woman people naturally trusted. I adored her, supported her through long shifts, surprise night calls, everything. But lately, things had changed. She guarded her phone, smiled less, and her overtime shifts became more frequent. I brushed it off. I didn't want to be that husband, jealous, paranoid. Until that night. When I heard her and the man whispering, something inside me snapped awake. I didn't rush out. I waited. I wanted to see the truth before I believed it. The bedroom door creaked slightly. I heard her footsteps pause, then move away. I slipped out of bed, quietly following. The living room light was off, but moonlight leaked through the blinds. And there she was, Emily, standing close to a man in a dark jacket. He brushed a strand of her hair back and kissed her, right in our living room. My hands trembled, not from rage but heartbreak. I felt like my chest was caving in. I wanted to scream to demand an explanation, but I didn't. Not yet. Instead, I stepped back into the shadows, pulled out my phone, and started recording. I needed proof. The whispers, the way she giggled softly, the way he touched her. It all felt like a nightmare I couldn't wake from. They didn't stay long. After about 20 minutes, he left quietly, and she went to the bathroom before tiptoeing back into bed beside me. I could feel her body heat, smell her perfume, and I realized this wasn't the first time. The next morning, I acted normal. I made breakfast, kissed her forehead, even joked about how tired she looked. She smiled faintly and said, "Night shifts are killing me." I smiled back. "Yeah, I bet." That day, I didn't go to work. I hired a private investigator. By the end of the week, I had photos, her car parked outside his apartment, them kissing in a parking lot, and texts that made me sick to my stomach. The man was Dr. Ryan, one of her co-workers, married with 2 kids. I could have confronted her right then. But revenge isn't loud, it's quiet, calculated, and timed perfectly. 2 weeks later, Emily's birthday was coming up. I told her I'd planned a surprise dinner and invited a few special guests. She was thrilled. She even got her nails done that morning, humming while getting ready. At 7 p.m. she walked into the restaurant, dressed beautifully. The moment she saw who was sitting at the table, her face went white. Dr. Ryan, his wife, his 2 kids, and both our families. I stood up and smiled. "Everyone's here, sweetheart, just like you wanted." She looked at me, panicking. "Daniel, what is this?" I tapped my phone, and the speakers played the recording from that night. Her whisper, "He won't notice." His voice, "He never does." Gasps filled the room. Ryan's wife started crying. My mother looked like she might faint. Emily stood frozen, tears streaming down her face. I leaned in and whispered, "Happy birthday." Then I handed her an envelope. Divorce papers. I turned to everyone and said calmly, "I'm done being the fool in her story. Tonight I end it." Ryan's wife threw her drink at him and stormed out. My family followed me out as Emily broke down, begging me to listen. But I didn't. I walked away that night without looking back. 2 months later, I heard she lost her job after the hospital found out about the affair. Ryan moved to another city after his wife divorced him too. As for me, I moved on. It wasn't easy, but peace came slowly. Sometimes at night, I still remember her whisper, "He won't notice." But I did. And that's why I'm free now. If you like the video, please subscribe and turn on notifications.